Well, dear friends, what what word do we use to describe the past couple of days? Uh, Catastrophe, catastrophuck, calamity, calamifuck. It's all fucked up. Maybe a positive word. It's been instructive. We've learned lessons. The main one being that the Americans are goddamn terrifying right now. We just cannot resist them, at least in direct confrontations in the air. We really haven't put forward any sea power to meet with theirs, and I get the feeling that we would have similar results if we were to do that. So, with this realization, with this lesson learned, I've decided to invoke a radical strategy, a last chance power drive. So wrap your legs around these velvet rims and strap your hands across my engines. We're gonna make a dash for Seattle, and that's really what Shadow Raptor had in mind, anyways. But now I'm just gonna throw everything I've got over there, rather than trying to do it in an organized fashion. I've been trying to concentrate these forces here into some kind of actual task force, but no, they're just gonna go, and we're gonna do it via the Aleutians so that we can maintain a supply chain. And then from Seattle, hopefully we can just rocket across the United States. And, because tramps like us, baby, we were born to run. I will maintain a southern force. I guess nominally trying to take Guadalcanal, but I think they're really just going to end up running interference on the main carrier force, trying to keep them preoccupied in whatever way they can, i.e. sinking. So I don't know. Providing target practice, maybe. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that force that's bombing the ever-loving shit out of Truck right here, we've got to do something about them. We can't just let them run wild. However, I do know a thing or two about the AI, and I don't think it's going to change despite the difficulty change, and that is that they will probably continue to bomb Truck until they capture it, possibly, which is a distinct probability. So, this is going to be a really interesting month for us. I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to start sending orders out. I already have some orders dispatched. The only thing that I guess is really worth noting is that there's a couple of fleets here near Hong Kong. They are going to be a part of the southern force. This couple of fleets that are in Taipei are actually going to join the northern force. I had originally intended on them going south, but I think that this is enough. What do we call them? American fodder. That's all I'm willing to really provide to the Americans for their entertainment. So it's grim, but it's got to be done. It's got to be how it is. So, like I said, it's time to give some orders out, and I'll get back with you guys once something fun happens. Well, that's not a good. This is not going to be fun. It might be fun for you to watch, but it's going to be not so much fun. Tell you what, once the explosions start happening, I'll get back with you. So here's the story so far. I sent a air raid out of Truck to bomb the first fleet, which is the one that we've been hitting. It got just swiped away. They're not wiped out or anything, but they just were told to leave, and they abided by the Americans' request to vacate the premises. So now I have a raid out of Guam that is going to be attacking the third fleet because they can't reach the first fleet, unfortunately. So I got a couple comments berating me for not using the each command, and I'm going to oblige it. I don't think that we're going to get very good results despite using it. The way that it works is that I pick each target individually. I think that I'm going to go ahead and target this Essex. Wait, that was. Can I cancel that? Yeah, these are zeros. They are of no use attacking a carrier. I was not paying attention. Port or starboard? Starboard. They'll at least take out a transport here. Yay! It's the small victories, folks. I'm not sure if it's actually worth our while to go ahead and try to take out the transports entirely. But I'm going to go ahead and try to take out this Essex class from the port. Oh boy. Oh, this is going great. Hey! Hey! Alright! Ha ha! We have a flight of torpedo bombers coming in too. But yeah, I mean, if the game is going to pull out all the stops, per my instructions, why not, you know, give myself a little bit of an advantage? I cannot drop torpedoes. Okay, it's because because of its position within the formation here. So, might as well just go for this one, I guess. Probably will take this out. It's not even oh, it is shooting back apparently. Okay, well we hit with one and it took out 12 of our planes. So that was clearly worth it. Clearly worth it. Really good stuff. We have another raid coming from, I think, Saipan. Oh, no. Biak is attacking the 6th Fleet. It's a Biak attack. Get him. Yeah, there you go. Not too shabby. I have a small airbase. What is that, Manado or Makassar? Either way. I do have it. So, oh, we just have torpedo bombers. We will not be able to attack the Essex classes then. I'll just do the each again. And I won't show this every time. I just wanted to let you guys know what it was that I was doing. Especially because there's apparently a lot of load time. Takes a little bit of a... The game needs to have a little bit of a think before it does this stuff. Oh, we're bombing. I didn't know that. I was not aware. Well, I only landed a single hit. It seems like it did a nice number on him, though. Yeah, hit him in the stern. Putting up a stern defense. Nicely done. Okay, well, it's not entirely one-sided, right? Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh, wait a minute. Who's this? Oh, interesting. Maybe that wasn't Truck, then, that was raiding the, Oh, this is gonna be a laugh. These guys can't even do damage. I was thinking that it was Truck that sent up the planes earlier. But it wasn't, apparently. It must have been Saipan. We're gonna actually just attack the transports. Because, really? Good job. Get him. Well done. This is actually kind of cheap, because normally if you send a whole squadron of 20 planes, if you send a whole squadron of 20 planes, it can only sink one ship maximum. Since these squadrons are diminished, they're getting extra shots per plane. Does that make sense? Well, that was amazing. Damn you. Yeah, I took out a couple transports. Alright. Well, meanwhile, Truck is now going to get bombed all to hell and gone. There you go. The battle cry of the American. So, oh, yeah, we're not gonna watch this. I don't think we even need to watch me not watching this, so we'll skip ahead to the next day. Uh-oh. Whoops-a-daisy. I went and lost Truck. But, important note, I did evacuate all of the supplies off of there. So at least I get to keep those. Yeah? Yeah, pretty clever. Meanwhile, in the area of Sapporo, we are going to try to depth charge a Gato-class submarine. I don't know how we know it's a Gato-class submarine, but I'm actually going to go ahead and watch this. I may not subject you to this because it will be pretty boring. And hopefully we can sink this goddamn thing because I really need there to be a lot of transports in Sapporo. so that I can transport troops to Attu and then eventually to Dutch Harbor and then to Seattle. Yeah, see? The plan's coming together. After this battle, I'll kind of give you guys a quick status update. There's not much more to report other than, you know, we lost truck. So, yeah. Okay, here's the situation as it stands now. We have all of these fleets heading towards Attu, which, appropriately enough, is, I think, covered by the letter A here. And then, meanwhile, we have a little bit more of a complicated situation, as if it wasn't enough fun as it was. This 6th fleet here is going to go try to snoop around and find a fleet that's been bombing Saipan and Guam. Yes, they have many more fleets still. These fleets here are trying to find another fleet that was kind of just malingering down between, I guess this is Biak, and then, what is this, Palau? I don't remember. Let's take a look. Let's do a little geography lesson. Yes, that's Palau. And the last time we sighted them was about a day or two ago, and they were right here. And I was wanting to actually concentrate my force a little bit and just blitz right into them. Unfortunately, we've lost track of them. None of my scouts are able to locate them, so I'm going to just probably have these guys swing over towards truck. Because I don't have any better ideas at this point. This is going to be really ugly no matter what happens here. So, that's the plan for those fleets. Other than that, we're getting just absolutely creamed on land. Let's show you. It doesn't look as dire as all the reports I've been getting indicate. It just is, you know, dots on a map. But we did lose Beijing here, or Peking, whatever. And we've been losing bases throughout Southeast Asia. We lost Mandalay. You know, just in case any of you were looking for a Mandalay, it's in the hands of the Americans. So, yeah, it's something where we're going to have to really step it up. So I'm going to try to concentrate force a little bit before sailing over here to Attu. Is that where it is? Oh, I think it might be covered by the letter P. Well, piss. So Attu's first. We have a couple fleets in the area. I'm going to send those in probably in about a day or two, because there's another fleet behind that will be rejoining them, or joining them. And then we'll just see how things pan out from there. You better believe I'm going to watch this. Yeah, this is not going to go well for them. I'm going to give individual orders. Let's see. I'm going to move you just out of the way, please. Over there. I don't think you've got the range to attack. Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's get this lead. Yeah, it's a cruiser. Just going to call it a carrier. Wishful thinking. Might as well have him... Yeah, he's got torpedoes. Good. Does he have the range? He does. If he can hit this lead destroyer, that would be really, really nice. No. Crap. Probably could have hit him with guns, to be honest, but... Alright, well, these battles take a really long time, so I'll keep you apprised of any fun little things that occur. Just sank a destroyer. Earlier I landed a hit on one of the carriers with a torpedo. So I'm going to have this battleship here try to get a little bit closer. This might not be a good idea because they have torpedoes as well. And I'm going to try to lob a shell at that carrier. I think it's this one off to the right, because this destroyer went into the formation. Yeah, so it would be this one. Let's see what happens with this. Come on. Oh dear. That sounded menacing. That was definitely a hit. Uh-oh. I got your independence right here. I do declare that you are sinking, sir. Ha 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 ha. Alright, there's one more CVL, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's an Independence class. And, And then a bunch of destroyers, which could be kind of a hassle, because they do have torpedoes. So I'm going to actually possibly focus a little bit more on the destroyers, just to get them out of my hair. Because we do have some high-value targets right here. They're not great, but they help. So I'm going to try to minimize the threat that the enemy presents to us. I think that's going to be a kill. This was the turn directly after... Yep. The turn directly after I stopped talking to you last. So we've taken out a destroyer. Actually, I think 2 destroyers at this point, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we've done a number on them so far. We're gonna have to keep moving these guys out of the way, but so far things are looking great for us. Well, that makes me feel slightly better. Managed to take out an entire fleet. Again, it did not comprise any of the amazing, fantastic Essex class carriers, but we're in the neighborhood now, and now news is going to go from good to bad. So let's just skip over this. Let's pretend that this doesn't happen. Yay! This is going to be an interesting turn. Maybe next turn will be more interesting, actually, because these fleets are not in position yet. They will be attacking the Americans as soon as they can, but the 6th Fleet here is all we have in the area of Guam to really beat back the American advance. We do have the air base in Saipan launching a raid. I don't even know if we have any planes on Guam. Actually, I didn't even think to look. Oh, the air base has been bombed out. So, we have no planes on Guam. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. I don't know. The AI suffers from target fixation, as we've established. Thoroughly established it in the previous Let's Play, but to some extent have established it with the attack on Truck. They could have just stopped bombing it after they took care of my Marines and the airfield there, so I don't know what the deal was, but it works to my advantage. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and end the turn. I do have an air raid from Saipan, and I'm going to have that 6th Fleet attack the 3rd Fleet. This is going to be... It's going to be interesting to see if the AI does decide to attack my fleet. If they do that, then we're fucked. We are just fucked. Okay, so Saipan... They're really just running interference at this point. I don't really care if they get into bomb, because they got a lot of planes. Holy shit. We didn't even shoot down a single one of their planes. That's marvelous. Are we getting an attack in? Shut your mouth. No. I'm even gonna watch. Probably it's attacking the transports. Oh, well, whatever it attacked. It didn't like getting attacked. Oh god, I just don't care about that. Please. So, this is us actually launching an offensive air raid. The army launching an offensive air raid. That's pretty uncommon. They seem to be pretty content usually to just sit on their hands. So that base is unoccupied now. It'd be probably a smart idea for them to go ahead and attack. God, when I said this was going to be an interesting turn, this was not what I had in mind. So, I'll skip ahead to when my fleet actually launches its attack. There we go. Oh. So, that's right. The enemy, if they have escorts in the air, they can try to intercept your ships. It's not going to do anything, though, because they have fighters only, so they'll... What? I want to know how their fighters sunk a light carrier with guns. That's bonkers. I mean, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna... Fucking A, man. I'm gonna soldier on through this and try to sink some ships. I think that's a kill. So I think we hit that one earlier. Yes, indeed. Managed to set that one on fire and then sunk it. We have taken a hit on... Was it this one? No. Is it this other cruiser? Yes. Their gunnery is really poor. I shouldn't say that, because I don't want to tempt fate, but they have been pretty awful, pretty much across the board. Let me go ahead and actually just go point blank on this destroyer and see if I can sink it. Then I'm going to move on to this Essex class, because that is a juicy, delicious, delectable target. Let's see what the outcome here is. Having made fun of their gunnery, I will probably miss. Oh, I did land a hit. That was close. Didn't do too much damage, but it's a hit all the same. I got it! Yes! Alright. Now, I'm realizing as I'm doing this that I probably should be sinking the destroyers before I sink the Essex classes, and the reason for that is that the destroyers can actually hurt me. The carriers really can't do a whole hell of a lot, so I'm gonna, now that I've taken that one out, gonna refocus on anything that can actually shoot me. I think that's a good plan. Just kind of sped through an attack on a destroyer with the torpedo, and we did manage to sink it. You know what, let's do it this way. And I think I might actually go ahead and... no, we'll take out that cruiser if we can. That, by the way, would not be a shot that you'd want to take. You know, having your own ship in between them and us, it's kind of imprudent. Let's see how this goes, though. We did land a torpedo hit on this one, I believe. So maybe this will be enough to finish it off. It's looking like it. Yes, alright, so we're making really good progress so far. We have taken a few hits in the last turn, but I think we might be able to take this fleet out. This might be it for the second one. It's on fire now, too, so if they can't fight that fire probably in the next turn, they are going to sink regardless, I think. I don't know how that fire damage works for sure, actually. Wishful thinking, perhaps, on my part, but maybe if we can land a hit with the Haruna here, we'll be able to make it a moot point. Here we go. Now they're about to retreat, so I'm just going to go ahead and focus fire on the Essex class here. Yes, that should do it. That's fantastic. What a relief. Although having done that, there are like, you know, another dozen of those that we need to sink, so I shouldn't, you know, strike up the band just yet. I've got my my light carrier there just hanging out, shooting at transports because they're harmless. But I'm just going to try to mop up the rest of these destroyers as best I can. Well, I think that that's a fair trade because look at that. They got away with one destroyer. So I'm pretty happy with that. Meanwhile, they're going to continue bombing the shit out of Saipan, but I'm pretty pleased with our performance overall. Although we have a long way to go. It's actually going to help a lot, though, once we get our main fleets online. I think we'll really do a number on them because I can actually use tactics. The AI just sails in a straight line due south to try to get out of the combat with carriers. So, kind of makes things a little bit more forgiving for me, which, you know what, I'll take it. They just landed some troops on Saipan. We do have Marines there, though, so we can possibly fight them off. Maybe stall them in enough time to get the fleets in position. But meanwhile, I do have a sub in the area that is going to go ahead and try to attack. I'm going to go ahead and take command because I think it's the right thing to do under the circumstances. Let's go ahead and have you just hang out there for now. I don't have enough range. Alright, so I'll let you guys know. Well, probably I'll let you know when we get sunk. I don't like our chances here. I forgot to recap what happened with that sub-attack as we watched this enthralling land attack action. We managed to hit a destroyer, but we got away clean, so that's important. But we didn't manage to take a shot at any of the carriers because they just weren't in quite the right position, unfortunately. So that's that. Okay, this is a big turn. We have our attack starting at Atu, and our fleets have concentrated in the area of Guam. So we're going to be attacking, I think, each and every one of the American fleets. Now, some of the fleets that are attacking the Americans are pretty underpowered. One of them is just like a light cruiser and 7 destroyers. The upside to that is, of course, destroyers have torpedoes on them. So that might work out to our advantage. yeah, this is going to be an interesting turn. We start off, of course, though, with something that is just fantastically uninteresting. I could not care any less about any of that shit right there. I mean, the army's losing. What else is new? They're doing a terrible job. Surprise, surprise. Oh my god. Okay, well, once something of interest occurs, I will let you know. That's more like it. So they have escorts. Hopefully they don't sink one of our light carriers or something like that. This is that same fleet, actually, that took out the previous one. With the 2 Essex classes, I think. They managed... It looks like they... Well, no, that was about the same amount of damage that our fleet had before, so... Alright. I'm gonna take the helm. See if I can finish this fleet off. That's a good start. First attack, we managed to sink a destroyer. It was the lead destroyer, too, so we can possibly weave in there with our own destroyers and get torpedo shots on... What are these? Oh, they're not the big Essex classes, but I will take that. I don't care. They're all carriers. They're all wonderful to sink, so I'm going to be probably moving the Haruna in. Moves really slowly, but it packs a wallop. Let's see if we can even attack anybody. I wish it didn't have to draw out the firing range to determine whether or not it could hit another ship. That's ridiculous. It takes so long. Oh well. Let me get this thing out of range of their guns and torpedoes. And just continue attacking, I guess, for the time being. Forgot to mention, I just took out one of the carriers. I'm going to try to take the other one out now with the Haruna here. They do have light cruisers, which are Atlanta classes, and they're kind of just overgrown destroyers as far as I'm concerned. So, let's see how this goes. Nice. Alright. Is that going to do it? I should be focusing, as I mentioned before, on the actual ships that can hurt me, but I don't know. I feel like they can't really do too much harm. Again, their gunnery has been really poor. I don't really know what's going on there, because I feel like I land a lot more hits than they do. So I don't know if that's the game's way of compensating for its other advantages or what. Actually, I guess I can launch a torpedo from this destroyer. If it has them. Yeah, it does. I feel like I've been going through a lot of torpedoes, even in the few combats that I've had. Let's see here. Oh my, I think that's it. Alright, so we took care of all of the carriers, and as before, I'm just gonna probably be mopping up the remaining ships. I've just wiped out that entire fleet. Maybe that is a sign of things to come, because I have more fleets to attack.